right. Let's look at the first one. 3 friends collect marbles. Haley has 764. Tabby has 963. And Justin has 743. Who has the most marbles? Who has the least? Braylee, who had the most marbles?
Tabby.
Tabby has the most. How do you know that?
Because the 100th place is higher than the rest of it.
Very good. And that's the hundreds is the greatest place value we have. Okay. Who has the least marbles, Ansley?
Justin.
How do you know that Justin has the least?
Because he has 743 and everybody has more than him.
Okay, yeah, he has 743. Haley has 764. So how did you know between the two of them which one was more?
43 is less than 60.
Very good. So the correct answer is the last one. All right, the next one says to write the numbers 7 millions, 1,400 thousands, 800s, 2 ones in standard form. So if I sketch out a quick place value chart, you didn't have to, but you could have. Have millions, then the next place values, 100,000s, 10,000s, thousands, hundreds, tens, and ones. Where would I put the 7 millions? Where would the 7 millions that it listed first go, Christopher?
It would go in front.
In the millions place value, I'd put a 7. Where do I put 1,400 thousands, Dylan?
In 100,000.
Okay. So if I put 14 in the 100,000s, do all 14 of those stay there?
No.
What happens?
You have to move the 10 to the million.
Yeah, I'm going to move this extra, this 110, over to the millions. So how many millions do I have now?
8 million.
I have 8 millions. How many 100,000s does that leave me with?
4.
4. Where do I put 800s? Caden? How about 2 ones? Where does the 2 ones go? In the ones place. How about all these other place values that I don't have any digits in? What do I do there?
You put 0.
Put zeros. So when I write that number in standard form, I have 8,400,802. Next, I need to round the number 5,382,619 to the nearest hundred. How did you do that, Ansley?
I looked at my hundreds, which is 6, and the number next to it, and just 1, and it's lower than the midpoint, so it's 6 to stay the same.
Okay.
The answer is 5,382,600.
Very good. The 1 in the tens place value tells that 6 to stay the same. So we're keeping the 6 the same and everything larger. So 5,382,000. The 6 stays the same, and we change the tens and ones to zeros. Yes, sir. Okay. Next it says, what is 7,539 increased by 3,200? Harper, what does that mean, increased by?
Going up.
It goes up. You're exactly right. Get this moved back, maybe. All right. So how did you solve that one, Harper?
I added it up.
So you did 7,539 plus 3,200?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and tell me what you got.
2,739. But
So,
it counted it wrong for some reason.
okay, I'll go back and check that, make sure that it's labeled correctly. If I add my ones, 9 plus 0 is 9. In the tens, 3 plus 0 is 3. In the hundreds, we have 5 plus 2, which is 7. And in the thousands, 7 plus 3 is 10. So the correct answer is 10,739. Christopher. Next, we're going to find the product. What does product mean? What are we doing when we find the product, Jacob?
You're finding the sum.
Not the sum. The sum's when we add.
The total.
Okay. But what does the word product tell us that we're going to do?
Multiply.
Multiply. Owen, I need you to sit up the correct way. So we're going to multiply 847 times 5. How did you do that one, Jacob?
I multiply. I stacked them on each other each, and then I stacked them on each other.
Like this?
Yeah.
Okay.
Then I did each one individually.
Okay. So what did you do first?
I did 5 times 7, which would equal 75.
Okay. So did you write down 35 or?
Yeah, and then I took the 3 to the 4.
Okay. So you regrouped that 3 into the tens place?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I got 7 again, so I got 35 again, then I regrouped 3.
Okay, well hang on just a second. So this time we need to multiply 4 times 5. What is 4 times 5?
That would equal 20.
20. Okay, so then what do we do with this 3 up here?
You could multiply it by 5 to add, and then add it to the 20.
Well, since that is something that was regrouped from the ones, we're actually just going to add it. So we've got 4 times 5, which is 20. And then we're going to add 3 more, so that's 23. So I'm going to regroup the 2 to the hundreds place. Okay, so now what?
And then I multiplied 10 times 5 with 8 times 5
Uh-huh.
would equal 40.
Mm-hmm.
And then I added 200 to it. 4
Mm-hmm.
Which got me 4,235.
Very good. 4,235 is the correct answer for that one. All right. The next question says the 4th graders are going on a field trip to the zoo. There are 283 students in the 4th grade. If tickets cost $6 each, how much will the field trip cost? How in the world are we going to solve that, Amy?
You do 283 times 6.
283, because that's how many students we have, times 6, because each of them will be paying $6. So, Amy, how did you solve 283 times 6?
I did 3 times 6.
Okay. So that's 18. Then what did you do?
80 times 6.
80 times 6. What is 80 times 6? What's 5 times 8?
40.
Okay, so what's another? We need another 8 to get 6 times 8. 48. And we have how many zeros on the end? 1 0, because we were multiplying our tens place. All right, then what did you do?
200 times 6.
Okay. And what is 200 times 6?
1,200.
Very good, 1,200, because 2 times 6 is 12, and we have 2 zeros to add. So now what do I need to do with those 3 partial products or parts?
Add them together.
Add them together. And when you add them together, what did you get for your answer?
I got 1,698.
Very good. 1,698 is the correct answer.
Wait, can I say something?
Yes, sir.
I didn't do 6 times 283 because I thought that it really wouldn't go over 730. Well, 700,385. So because it's in my mind, I didn't think that 283 times 6 would be able to go over 700.
Well, it's not more than 7,385.
So I chose that one and I got it right.
Okay, well, what tells us in this problem that we need to multiply? What tells us that, Jacob?
Age.
Yeah, it's telling you each kid has to have a ticket to get in the zoo, right? And it's going to cost $6 for each one of those kids. So that tells us we're going to have $6 for 283 kids. So we're going to multiply. All right. Next, we're finding the quotient. What does find the quotient mean? What are we doing, Harper?
You're putting it into the groups. It says to divide.
To divide, yeah, exactly. So we have 137 things total. And Harper said we're putting them into groups. So since I'm dividing by 3, that tells me that I have 137 things total. And I'm dividing them equally into 3 groups. So I'm going to draw my 3 groups. Anybody have an idea what we might want to start with? What are you thinking, Dylan?
20s.
20s, okay. So 20, 40, 60. Now what?
Go one more time.
Another 20. So that's 80, 100, 120.
And then go by 1.
Ones, okay. So we've got 120, 121, 122, 123, 124, 125, 126, 127, 128, 129, 130, 131, 132, 133, 134, 135, 136, 137. Okay, that's the total number that we had. Do I have 3 equal groups?
No.
So since I don't have equal groups, what am I going to have to do? What do I do, Dylan?
You take them 2 ones off, like that one and the other one.
Yeah, I've got to take those out of the groups. Now do I have 3 equal groups?
Yes.
And each group has how many?
45.
There's 45, 20, 40, 5, 20, 40, 5, 20, 40, 5. So I have 45 in each group, and how many do I have left over?
2.
I have 2 left over. Here's my 2 extras. 45 remainder 2 is the correct answer. All right, and the last one, we're finding the difference. What does find the difference tell us to do, Ansley? To subtract. So I'm subtracting 42,386 minus 33,567. All right, so let's switch colors here. Ansley, what do I need to do first? Okay.
16 minus 7
9. Okay. Now what?
Now 7
Okay.
And you can't do 3 minus 5, so take 1 from the 2 in thousands place, and then you have 13, and 13 minus 5 is 8.
Okay.
And you can't do 1 minus 3, so take 1 from the 4. And that one would be an 11, and 11 minus 3 is 8. And 3 minus 3 is
Okay. So our answer is 8,819. Okay. How do we do today?
I got
Pretty
good.
Okay.
Not too hard.
Now there were a couple multiplication problems, and there was one division problem, but those are things that we should be able to start working out now. Okay, we should be able to think about numbers, think about place values and what we know, and we should be able to work on solving those problems. All right, I need you to get your work mats, your learn book, and your pouch. Yes. I'm going to give you girls your pouches here in just a second.